Okay, good morning. Good to be with you today. Hope everybody's enjoying the trip out here. It's been a good week so far. It's going fast. It's already our Thursday prep day, so it's been a real quick week, but a good week. I thought Monday we had an excellent practice in Clemson. Guys were really excited, very focused after being off a couple days for Christmas, and a long trip out here. Time change, all that stuff. Tuesday practice, getting acclimated, practice fields, figuring it all out, all that stuff was okay. I thought we were a little sluggish. Yesterday was a great practice. And so good to see the energy and the focus the way it needed to be yesterday. I think the guys have enjoyed it. They've had a good time. They had the impersonator in there, Callie Indo, last night. I think they enjoyed that, and they've enjoyed having a little downtime to do some things in Arizona that they didn't get to do when we were here last year because it was such a quick trip. And all of us as coaches have enjoyed it too. Had a good dinner last night with the Ohio State coaches, and that was a lot of fun, spending some time with Coach Meyer and Shelley and their staff. But we're excited. We're excited about the opportunity. The game's going to be here soon, and should be a heck of a ball game.
Any questions? Please raise your hand so we can get a mic to you. We're going to start here in the front row, right.
Coach Tony Zarella, Cleveland CBS. Coach Meyer was talking about your relationship with him. What do you guys talk about at dinner, if you don't mind me asking? Do you keep it away from football?
All of the above. We talk football. We were excited about. We talked about the Nike trip coming up in February. Really looking forward to that, and so it was good. We talked about a lot of things. I told him I was reading his book, and got to get him to sign it for me. So we just get Shelley's great. She and Kath, they kind of went off, and we had a lot of catching up to do, but it was great. Got a lot of respect for Coach Meyer and the way they do things. Got to meet a couple of guys on his staff that I didn't know. Got to congratulate Luke. I actually met Luke for the first time he had just been the interim coach, and we were on vacation in Florida in the summer. I didn't know him, and we just happened to be in the same swimming pool watching our kids run on a log, and I didn't know him and he didn't know me, and somehow or another we got to talking like, "You're Luke Fickell?" And so we started talking, so I was able to catch up with him a little bit, congratulate him on his opportunity. Got to meet Coach Schiano. I'd never met him. Got followed him a long time, so it's good.
Here in the back on the left.
Coach Swinney, Brad Fraley with WYFF in Greenville. Coach, you've got two big wide receivers that are here this weekend that did not play here or did not play in the postseason last year, Mike Williams and Deion Kane. Can you talk about what having those two guys, obviously all year, but now at this point in the season, can mean for your offense?
Well, I mean, Mike Williams is a monster. I mean, he's a game changer every snap when whether he gets the ball or not. If he lines up on the field, he impacts the game. Because I promise you, the D coordinator is hoping that it doesn't go number 7's way. He's just that type of guy. He is an unbelievable football player, and he's a better player this year than he would have been last year, and he would have been amazing. But I just think his mindset, his mentality, his appreciation for his opportunity, the fact that he was able to sit and learn last year, and I think that fire was burning hard and intense for him coming into the season. He's had an unbelievable year. He's a very smart player, and he's a problem. I mean, he is a matchup problem, and everybody knows it. And he has a quarterback that can get him the ball. So that's certainly a plus when you got a guy like that on the field. And then Deion Kane, same thing. Deion was a freshman last year, and obviously didn't get a chance to play in the postseason. He's had a great year for us. I'm incredibly proud of Deion and just his maturity. We challenged him, and he had to make a decision because there wasn't an option. And I'm really proud of him because he could have left Clemson. He didn't have to stay. But if he was going to stay, he was going to have to change some things. And he chose to stay and buy in, and here we are a year later. I can't tell you how proud I am. And it's so much fun to see a young person grow, and all of a sudden now they feel good about how they live their life and their habits and so forth, and it's carried over academically, you name it. He has had an incredibly consistent year for us. It's been great for him to have Mike there. It's been great for Mike to have a guy like Dion there. For us to be able to roll those two guys in and out, it's been a tremendous amount of production. If you just look at the production at that position and the amount of touchdowns, they've been a heck of a combination. So it's been great, and hopefully it'll bode well for us into this playoff.
Second row right.
From our Fox Sports Radio, are you for or against expanding the playoff field to 8 teams, and why?
I'm against it. I always have been. To be honest with you, and it's not the right answer for a lot of people, but I thought the BCS got it right, to be honest with you. But I think right now, we have the best of both worlds. I think that, you got 4 teams. For years and years and years, they just picked it, and then they had the BCS, which I thought got it right. Now you got 4 teams. My big thing is I love college football. I love the fact that, everybody thinks this is a big game, but I'm telling you, Troy was a big game. South Carolina State was a big game. Wake Forest was a big game. NC State was a big game. Georgia Tech was a big game. Because if we don't take care of business, we're not sitting here. And to me, if all of a sudden we go to this, we have what a lot of people want out there, and that's called the NFL. And, now, to play a 15-game season in college football is incredibly difficult when you're managing the school and the academics and so forth. It really is. It's a challenge on these guys. So I think something would have to change. I think that you would have to probably do away with the championship games. You'd probably have to go to one less game. But I don't think there's anything wrong with ending your season with a victory. And if we just go to a total playoff, then there's only one team happy. And then the other thing is now the games don't mean as much. Now all of a sudden, because for us, we've been in the playoff for the last 5-6 games. Because once you if you have a decent start to your season and now you're in the hunt, every week's a playoff game. Every game is a playoff game. And, it matters. So I think that we have the right balance. I think it's great. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like the bowl games, and they're like, you've got too many bowl games and all that stuff. As a player, a guy who played and went to bowl games and I've coached for a long time, I think it's awesome for young people to have an opportunity to go and spend time. I don't care where it is. To go and spend time together with a team and have a chance to finish their season with a win, to have that time to develop your team for next year, to have that time for spring practice. And I think that if it goes bigger, we water it down. And now all of a sudden, you got these teams with 3 losses that get in because maybe their brand is strong and things like that. And I think we have it right. I really do. And I love the bowl games. I love seeing some of these matchups. I love seeing Northwestern Pitt last night. I love seeing Coach Fitz fired up to get a win in that last game and that time that he had to develop his team and to see those guys one more time. And if that all goes away and it becomes just a true playoff, then you have the bowl games go away and now you have when the season ends, they're done. And so I like the intensity of college football. I like the fact that every game matters, and I'm sure everybody can argue every point I just made, but I've lived it, I've played it, I've coached it, and I think we got it right. But there's always going to be debate. You go to 8 teams, well, the 9th, 10th team, that's never going to change. But I enjoy the way it is.